Hi, it's Maxine here, and it's very late. Uh, had a full day. I've actually had a full start of the year, to be honest. So this is going on my new YouTube channel, From the Desk to the Deck. Some of you might wonder, what's Max up to? What's she doing here? Well, been thinking about this for a while, and it's just a way of just documenting me, really. It's various aspects to this channel where I just look at life and my life and, just navigating that the way I do and, yeah, with some strands and some interest. But what I wanted to come on tonight was about the post that I've just, video that I've uploaded today together with a little sort of supportive article explaining it, because we've just had the most extraordinary 10 days here in the northeast of Scotland. It really has been bizarrely wonderful in a very funny way. It definitely has been a contradiction on many levels. So for those of you, which I know are busy, may not have time to read the supporting article that I have penned and posted on the YouTube channel, on this channel, just a little explanation. So if you've been following the news, you're probably more than aware of the fact that the northeast of Scotland basically came to a complete standstill over the last while, and that's been as a result of adverse weather conditions. We had, it's not unusual at all to be snowing around this time of year. Tilly's just, off she goes. She's gone up to bed thinking, oh, I've had enough of this. Off she goes. Anyway, there was a lot of snow, came quite suddenly and didn't stop snowing for days. So, and it was beautiful snow, that lovely powder snow that you like when you go skiing. It was exactly that. I mean, people were out in droves. Scotland's a big skiing country, and I don't really know if the rest of the UK is aware of that. I mean, we've got some beautiful slopes here and got the Highlands. I mean, it's fantastic for skiing, and that's what happens. So the minute you get this type of snow, people are out. They're out with their sleighs. I mean, they're going down the hills. Any farmer's field is open game if the gate's open, and they'll go for it. So yeah, it's pretty wild in that respect, and so you get that initial romanticism about the snow, where it's, oh great, it's snowing, and it was New Year, it's really nice. And so there's that, yeah, that initial wonderment, which is why I refer to it as the winter wonderland. And yeah, now, so was that. And certainly for me, the first day of it coincided with the first day of my walk 62 miles for cancer research. So I thought, great, what a great day for it, beautiful scenery. And I took a couple of videos, and there's a video on this channel actually on my first few days. And it was lovely to walk in because it was fresh snow. It's that powdery stuff. You walk on it and you got that nice snow crunch. It's very soft underfoot, and beautiful walk. I think I just walked. What was it? Just under 4 miles, just over the hill into the village, and beautiful. So I thought, great. This is a great way to do this challenge. And yeah, well, the next day, because it hadn't stopped snowing, it was no longer that easy walk. It was a step up, lift up your legs, like going on a step machine sort of walk. And I'll tell you how bad it was. We, because Ian's been poorly, least recently, so I hadn't had the chance to get my normal supply run that I would do when I hear things like a snow forecast. Whenever you hear that, you just stock up your tinners and your freezer and just make sure you're provisioned. Not panic, just sensible. Anyway, I didn't have a chance to do that with Ian's situation, so I thought, oh gosh, yeah, the roads were blocked already. And we have got a 4x4 here, but you know, when you get that sort of weather, we didn't need stuff. So there's no point in going out for no reason, because you start to sort of choose your battles wisely. Because if the roads are ungritted, if they're not cleared, and yeah, it was still blizzarding at that point. It's like, no, not going anywhere. Let's this blow over. It's the general order of the day. So you can, a few days, that's no issue. Oh, it didn't blow over, did it? So anyway, sort of 2 days in, I thought, well, we ran out of milk, so I thought we'll get some milk. So we got a couple of friends down the way, which is at the bottom of the hill and just at the end of the forest down there. So called them, got any milk? I think it was milk and toothpaste, actually. Yeah, okay, they got it. Yorkshire couple, well stocked, farmer's daughter. So yeah, she had a forward plan, good girl. Anyway, so we ambled down the road, and now it was Ian, myself, and little Miss Tilly, who you've yet to meet properly, but you'll see little images of Tilly in the video that I've posted. Oh, my goodness. So we were there, got the milk, got the thing, you know, I think we had a cup of coffee and some nibbles, and then we were about our way. Well, then Tilly goes, doesn't she? Meh, 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 as she does. Well, that means that Tilly needs to go to the toilet. Now, the problem I had with that is Tilly, for whatever reason, from a puppy, she's been like this. She's got the most extraordinary toilet habits. Now, Tilly needs to see grass for her to go to the toilet, and the grass has to be a certain length, right? She likes slightly higher grass, and what she does is she'll do these circles, and the circles she's padding down the grass, right? So like, oh, why don't you just have short grass if you pad it? Oh, no, it's just what she's got to do. And I'm not kidding you, no word of a lie. She can pad that grass in turns 30 plus times. 30 plus times she's padding this grass. That's Tilly. Anyway, so I'm like, oh God, how am I going to do this, right? There's no grass. It's all white. Everything's covered in snow. So I thought, oh, okay. I said to Ian, I'll just stop, because we drove down the hill. I know, but it was, yeah, a bit slippery by then. So we drove down in the traction vehicle. I said, just stop here. I'm going to go into the forest and see if I can get in a bit where the snow hadn't reached. So I was literally planning to go into the forest, dense forest. Well, I tell you, I was a fool. Right, so bear in mind, it's been snowing for a couple of days now by now. Now, Tilly is a Yorkshire Terrier crossed with a Cavapoo, but she's got little Yorkshire Terrier legs. So I sort of put her on the ground. She basically, her legs disappeared. Now, Tilly being Tilly then starts to do a bunny hop. Okay, now poor little thing, right? She's like bunny hopping. It's like high jump, not a bunny hop. It was a high jump. Oh, she couldn't. So I had to pick her up. Now, Tilly is what, a 7.5 kg dog? Little dog, but I mean, it's 7.5 kgs. So I was starting to gun ho, start to step up this slope. Now I'm going up into the forest. Oh my gosh. Like pretty soon I'm like starting to slow down and thinking, oh gosh, you know, because the snow is not ending. Sort of looking at the beginning of the forest, it's all snowed down. Go a little bit further up the hill, it might be less. I go up, and you know, when you get to the point of something where you get to the point of no return, of, well, just be a little further, well, that was me. Okay, a little further, carrying this bundle, and can't put her down, can't get her to walk because she can't. She'd disappear in the snow. Oh, in the end, right, I actually exhausted myself. I was like, oh, flip. I mean, Ian's not been very long. I might be joining him in the sick bed at this rate. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I was like, as you go. And I'm not completely unfit. Obviously, I can be fitter, as this story will tell. But my goodness, it got to a point where I almost threw Tilly into that forest. I go and do your business. There was still no grass. And she couldn't. There was just nowhere for her to go. So I had to pull my neck in, right? Pick her up. Now, by now, my arms are like lead weights. I'm exhausted from the stepping up and down into the snow. I was doing human bunny hops, but one-legged. Thinking, oh, please, God, make Ian realise there might be something wrong and let him drive around so that he might see me from the road going up the hill. Oh, no, he didn't think of that. So I'm trundling down the hill with Tilly in my hands, exhausted, and that little dog, not one pee came out of her, no toilet. So all that was an absolute waste of time. Anyway, that is just a little story which I didn't intend to tell you, but I've ended up telling you, and probably used all the time I was going to talk about the article I'd written of the last 10 days in northeast Scotland, where everything came to a standstill after that first snowfall on New Year's Day. So read the article. It really was amazing being here. We had a situation, as you can imagine, where everyone was grounded. I mean, it felt like COVID all over again, you know, when that do not leave the house, do not pass go, do not collect 200 back, that sort of thing. Okay, it was like, oh gosh, okay, here we are, isolation again. And yeah, and then sort of the wave that followed from that, the sudden realisation that the snow ain't finishing. It's just going on and on. And then it got really cold, sub-zero temperatures just hit us. So that beautiful powder snow that I spoke about, where everyone's happy, building massive snowmen. I mean, people built igloos. There was news articles of this young guy that built an igloo in front of his house. It all kitted out, had a little heater in there, little stove. Cool, you know, everyone was loving it. It went from that to, oh, actually, I can't get out. Can't get the car out. If you got the car out, couldn't get through the snow because it was so high. Yeah, people are like, oh gosh, you know, and a lot of people hadn't prepared because we didn't think it would be this bad. And it was really bad. I mean, some people saying we hadn't seen this snow since the early 80s and stuff like that. So anyway, so you got that. Now, some of you will know I'm also a local radio presenter for Mearns FM, which is a community radio in Aberdeenshire. Well, so I get the weather when I do the drive time show. Obviously, I'm giving out traffic. So I'm naturally getting updates on things like, you know, the roads and things like that. And I'm literally doing my research and check in before I give the broadcast. And I'm looking at the weather patterns and like, oh, that main road's going there, that A road's going, the B road's. Ooh, and I'm saying to Ian, oh, it's not looking too good. So, yeah, so I'm getting first hand. And I'm like, well, forget the farm shop at the road because that is right up a hill. And that, you know, yeah, a bit iffy. Even with the 4x4, it's iffy with that sort of snowfall and the freeze. It's the ice that's the issue, hey? So you're having all these social media forums and platforms starting to, hey guys, you know, there's this, hey guys, can anyone help this? Or someone's on their way, broken down, had to abandon vehicles. That was what started happening, was people who were already out and about couldn't get home. So, or had to make a journey or thought the journey was important and got stuck, basically. So we started getting the reports of abandoned vehicles. And then with abandoned vehicles, then you've got people in distress because despite what I'd say on drive time, anytime we got adverse weather coming out, whether it's storms, you know, with the high winds and everything, whether it's excessive rainfall with flooding, surface water, rivers bursting their banks, anything like that, I tend to do a narrative on air on it but also do a little post on the Mount FM Facebook page saying, guys, in preparation of the weather coming up, just make sure, like in the cars, you've got an emergency kit where you've got, warm blankets, warm clothes, appropriate footwear, a flask of something hot that you can drink, get some nourishment into you, some emergency energy bars, and a torch with batteries, a map, because obviously if you're in a no reception area, forget your Google Maps or your WAS, it's not going to work. And also, phone charger, make sure your phone's charged up, power bank, and obviously, generally water, not just a hot drink, also some cold drink, water, and to sustain yourself. I mean, some people, good for them, they even pack one of them little one-man dome tents, so that literally if they have to abandon, because you can't stay in your vehicle, you've got to get out of the vehicle, at least they can pitch a tent up on the hill somewhere and stay there nice and warm with their provisions. So these are all the standard advice that we give out here in Scotland for adverse weather. It's pretty much our normal. So anyway, so all that went, and obviously some people were caught because, they were already out in it. So that was the start of the change. So people in distress, some people, quite frankly, don't know how to drive in adverse weather, coming off the road, ending up on the roof. I don't know how fast they'd be going to end up on the roof, but actually think about it. You don't need to be going fast. You just need to be on a hill, with a ditch or something. Because if in severe ice, if you're not 100% sure how to drive in those conditions, and you do a erratic turn, so you feel a little skid, you panic, and then you try and correct it, and you've not slowed down, and you go off. You will go off that road, and then you tipple over, and then next thing you know, you're on the top of the roof of the car. Simple as that. That's all it takes. So anyway, there's quite a few of them. So you can see where this is going, can't you? Then you've got the situation where you've got the elderly, you've got the infirmed, and for whatever reason, you've got those that are needing care and provision. So normally they would have a couple of visits a day of social care workers where people come round, help with their medication, help with their hygiene, prepare meals for them. Standstill, none of it. You then had women expecting babies, expecting to get to hospital. That wasn't happening. So a lot of essential services, literally, when I say it came to a standstill, that's what happened. So it's chaos. So then you saw the messages coming through on social media, and there's a group in particular here, it's called FUBAR News, FUBAR News. They've been going for a while, where they just give updates. Basically, it's the people, it's the public that actually is FUBAR News, because the public posts into that platform, and the administrators then filter and post what's appropriate. They'll put it out. If it's appropriate, they'll put it out. If it needs doctoring, they'll deal with it. So basically it goes through a moderation, in other words. So then these updates started to come through about this road is unpassable, that's unpassable, something's happened here, can someone help? And a crescendo was created. It was amazing. These poor admins on that particular page, I mean, there's obviously lots of other Facebook groups and little network communities that are virtual doing their thing as well. But this one's a very visual Facebook social media group. So, you could just see it build and build. They must have been 24/7 shifts between them, because it was relentless. And then obviously once people realised, then it became a port for help. Haven't got this, can someone help me? If not got provisionals, can't get out, we're stuck, my medication's run out, and serious need medication, dependency medication, all of that type of thing. So I cover this in a summarised way in my article, just so you've got a picture, because unless you were here or have lived through that at some point or another, you know, you just wouldn't understand what all this news coverage was about, and why was that part of Scotland in a standstill. Now, I'm not talking about Canada or Alaska or wherever, where they get 30 foot of flood of snow. You know, I mean, them countries basically build houses based on that weather, and they've got a proper plan. I mean, you know, Siberia, all that. We're not there in this country, are we? You know, we're still reacting to adverse weather, although Scotland's way better than England when it comes to planning around weather. Let me tell you that, being from England myself, as you can tell. You know, I've been in Scotland now for about 15 years. So, yeah, definitely much better, vast difference. But, you know, with the way that budgets are gone these days now with councils, it was even have grit. I mean, the councils months ago issued a public notice for any community that wants grit to come and pick up the bags of grit that's going to be available within a time window. And that was how it was managed this time. So it wasn't as if, you know, you get the grit pits on the side of the road and stuff. Of course, they were emptied out in no time. So that was also a problem, hey. But because the snow didn't stop, no amount of grit anyway. I mean, it was just getting covered and covered and covered, and then frozen and then covered again. So yeah, it exasperated itself basically. But what was absolutely fantastic, absolutely brilliant, was the way that people helped each other. The way of checking on the neighbours, or checking on this, checking on that. Oh, well, Mrs. So-and-so down the road, she won't be. Oh, yeah, we've got this, remember we got the aged care facility in that town. Their roads are cut off, no one will be able to get to them. And the people helping nurses and social care workers who had to abandon their car. There's instances where they've literally had to abandon their car and walk to their client, you know, their patient, if you like, to help them, knowing that they needed help. The story of a nurse, bless her, that literally had to do that, had to abandon a car and walk to her patient. And this particular service user was on sort of basically end of life, but she was able to give that guy comfort, and also with his family as he passed away in those circumstances. I mean, oh, she's an angel, absolute angel. And again, nurses, healthcare, look at all the challenges there. Against all of that, didn't matter. They make their plans, some of them putting their hands in their pockets, providing food, providing this, providing that, just making a plan. It's been exceptional. It really has. And that's the communities that we live in society these days, when if you dare to follow the news, which I actually can't do it anymore, I find it soul destroying. You know, if you do, you just feel so despondent with the amount of violence, the amount of crime, the amount of negativity, the amount of selective media reporting, all of that stuff just drives you down. Bearing that in mind, what we've lived through in this last 10 days has restored the balance for human nature, for the soul. It really has been exceptionally amazing. So that was what I was writing about. And the video that I posted is then the other side of that, the beauty in the face of adversity. It's absolutely stunning, the visuals, the aesthetics that we've been witnessing here around us on our doorstep. Beautiful, beautiful snow, picturesque settings. So that's a video, is capturing that beautiful element of it, then against what was actually happening on the ground. Where that's it really. So that's what I wanted to share with you, is how one day of snow became 10 days of what can I say, 10 days of hope, 10 days of making it work. And it just reminds me of the Billy Ocean song, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. That is what happened here in the northeast of Scotland, where everyone came together and made a plan. Bravo, bravo, excellent. That was it, guys. Now I'm going to bed because it's like really late now. Ciao.